equally as challenging for myself because it's very new to me. So I've been trying to come up with something because I'm having difficulty keeping my fitness levels up. And this is difficult. So in saying that, just do what you can and rest when you need, either in Shavasana or child's pose. I'll try and give you some modifications. It's difficult not being there. There are some very challenging poses, including some arm balances, which I may not even perform, but we're going to try. Tanya is for sure, so we might want to spotlight her. So I have notes, which I'm keeping on an iPad here, so I am prepared, but I do have to look at them a little bit. So if you see me stop and look, just continuing her pose and relax and breathe, and we'll sort of gracefully struggle through this together, hopefully. But I hope to be able to do this very well one day, so that it can be a regular practice, because I think it's really, really good. It's interesting. There's a lot of interesting transitions from pose to pose that are something we probably haven't tried before. So today will be, you know, fun, experimental. Do what you can and try to enjoy. So we're going to start on our backs. So just find a spot on your mat and lay down on your back. Can everybody hear me and see me? Good? Yes? Okay. Just gonna change my view here. So we're gonna start on our backs. And we're just going to let our feet be about hips width apart, bend the knees, let your feet be flat on the floor. And we're just gonna let our knees fall in to touch. Let your hands lay down at your sides, palms facing up. Close your eyes if you like, and just begin to breathe. Start to focus on your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Feeling the tummy rise and fall. And just draw your focus to your mat and to your practice today, doing only what you can handle. Maybe you're going to set an intention here. It doesn't have to be a physical one. Just let yourself sink into your mat and prepare for the practice. Inhaling and exhaling consistently in length and cadence. Belly and chest rising and falling each breath. Just continue to breathe. Focus on the inhale, belly rising, chest rising. Exhale, chest falling, belly falling. More deep breaths here, in through the nose, and out through the nose. One more inhale here. One more exhale. And let's inhale and hug our knees in. Bring our forehead to our knees. Inhale here. And exhale. And one more time, inhale through the nose. And let's exhale, and we're going to drop our knees over to the right side for a supine twist. Continue to breathe here. Let your arms come out into an airplane on either side. And turn your gaze over to the left. And just continue to breathe here. And let's inhale, bring the knees up to center. And exhale, drop the knees down to the left side of your mat. Gaze towards the right. And breathe here. Supine twist on the left. And keep those shoulder blades down on your mat. Inhale and exhale. Equal lengths, equal cadence. Just relax. Let's inhale and bring the knees back to center. Give yourself a squeeze here. Bring that head up to your knees. Inhale and exhale. And gently start to rock and roll. Inhaling and exhaling here as many times as you need. And we're going to come up and land in boat pose right here. So shins and calves are parallel to the floor. Inhale and exhale here, holding in boat. We're going to start warming up our core right away here. So we're going to inhale and exhale. And then we're going to inhale down to low boat. Exhale back up into boat. Inhale to low. Exhale to boat. Inhale to low boat. Exhale to boat. Inhale to low boat. Exhale to boat. Do about 5 more here. Consistent with your breath, find a rhythm. Inhale to low. Exhale to boat. Inhale low. Exhale boat. Last one here. Inhale low. Exhale boat. And hold here. What we're going to do is we're going to take our hands and we're going to put them together, interlace those fingers. And we're going to inhale at center and exhale down to the left side and inhale up to center and exhale down to the right side. Inhale center, exhale left. Inhale center, exhale left. Inhale center, exhale right. Inhale center. If this is too much, please place your heels down onto the floor or your toes. And continue to alternate from side to side, inhaling at center, exhaling at left, inhaling at center, exhaling at left, inhaling at center, exhaling at left. Last 2 here. Inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. And from here, we're just going to sit up and cross our legs. We're going to roll over the toes into tabletop here. And get yourself situated, making sure that your palms are directly underneath your shoulders. Feel the pressure on the palms of your hands, spread those fingers. Feel the pressure of your knees on your mat. Toes are flat. Push up through the shoulder blades here. And let's just breathe here, in through the nose and out through the nose. We're going to work into a cat-cow here. So let's inhale and tilt our tailbone up. Tilt our forehead up to the horizon. Arch that back. And exhale, push up through the center of the back. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Push all the air out. Really push up here between the shoulder blades And inhale, come back to cow. And this time when we exhale to cat, we're going to push up on the front of our feet here, just so that our shins and knees come off the floor just a little bit, arch the back. Just about an inch or two off the floor. And then inhale, drop them down and come back to cat. Exhale, arch that back, push up on the front of the feet, push those knees a little further off the floor and really arch. Inhale, drop the knees and come back to cat, cow. Exhale again to cat, pushing up, push those shins and knees off the floor, really arch here. And inhale to cow. And one last time here. Let's exhale and push up into cat, push up on the front of those toes, push the shins and knees off the floor, push up through the shoulder blades here, and come back down to table and to neutral, and take a couple breaths here. From here, we're going to take our right leg, and we're going to push our right heel directly out behind us as if we're standing it against the wall behind us. Really flex your toes here. Ground down through the palms of your hands and the left knee. Really push through the heel. Making sure that right hip bone is pointing down at your mat. Pushing through the heel. Flex that leg. And hold it here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. As we inhale, we're going to bend our knee so that the sole of our foot is pointing up towards the ceiling. We're going to circle that knee around to the right side, almost like fire hydrant. And then we're going to straighten out that leg. And we're going to flex that foot as hard as we can, really flex those toes. Your thigh and your calf should be almost parallel to the floor here. So we're holding it out to the side, grounding down through our palms and our fingers and our left knee, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, and just hold here, keeping that leg nice and firm. Inside of the thigh is parallel with your mat and floor. Couple more breaths here. And on this inhale, we're going to bring our right foot back as if our right sole is against the wall behind us. And then we're going to bend that knee again so that the sole of the foot is pointing up towards the ceiling. We're really going to curl that heel in as much as we can. Really flex that hamstring. We're going to begin to inhale as we drop the knee down. And exhale as we push the sole back up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come down. Exhale, push up. Inhale, come down just a few inches, not quite to your mat. Exhale, push back up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Do about 6 more at your own pace. Inhaling and exhaling. Dropping the knee and pushing through the heel. Back up. Keep going here. A few more. Now exhale, hold the sole of your foot up towards the ceiling. And then exhale. Squeeze that knee into your nose. And we're going to work that right foot in front of our left knee. We're going to cross it over here. We're coming into cow face pose. So cross that right knee over, you can see, and begin to sit back, placing your buttocks between your heels on your mat. So your knees are stacked here. Some of you can do this much better than I can. And if this is enough for you, just stay here and and breathe. If you'd like to take it a bit further, begin to walk your hands out in front of you. Keeping your chin up, looking towards the end of your mat. And when you've reached your limit, then relax your neck by just tucking your chin and folding here. Breathing in and out through the nose. Equal inhales, equal exhales. Few more breaths here. In through the nose, out through the nose. Maybe on this next one, you can reach those fingertips a little bit further towards the end of your mat. On this next exhale, bring yourself forward onto your knees. Now we're on our knees are crossed. And simply now take your left leg, unwind it from the right, and let's bring it out behind us. And we're going to repeat this on the left side here. So our left leg is out straight behind us. Our foot is flexed. We're pushing the sole of our foot against the wall behind us. Ground into the palms and fingertips and your hands on your mat. Ground into that right knee. Really flex the left leg here. And take a couple of breaths. Strengthen through your core here. Tummy should be tight. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And now let's inhale and bend that knee so that the sole of our foot is pointing up towards the ceiling. The breaths here. And now let's bring that knee out to the side as if we're circling it around like fire hydrant here. And if this is enough for you, stay here. And if you can handle more, let's straighten out that leg. And we're making our inside of our thigh and calf parallel to the floor here. And just hold. Push up between the shoulder blades here. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Push through that heel. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Couple more breaths here. And on that next inhale, bring that left leg back behind you. Sole of the foot is pressing to the wall behind you. Breathe here. And now let's bend that leg. Sole is pointing to the ceiling. And inhale, come up a little bit. And exhale, drop the knee. Inhale, push up. Exhale, drop the knee a bit. Inhale, push up. Little pulses here. Exhale, drop. Inhale up. Exhale, drop. At your own pace here, inhale and exhale. Drop the knee. Push it back up. Make sure that left hip bone is pointing down towards your mat. Just a few more here. Let's pause at the top. Inhale. Exhale, bring that left knee to your nose. And bring those left toes in front of your right knee and around to the side. We're moving to cow face pose on the left side here. So knees are stacked. And gently sit back. Your buttocks between your heels. Stacking those knees, and maybe this is enough. And we stay here and breathe. And if you'd like to go a little bit further, inhale here, stretch up to the crown of the head. And exhale as you walk your hands forward towards the front of your mat. Eyes looking about 6 inches off the front of your mat. When you've reached your limit, inhale here, exhale and touch your chin, and let yourself fold over your knees. Relax and breathe. Take a few more deep breaths here. Try and push yourself just a little bit further. And again, if this is uncomfortable, if it's not working for you, please come out of the pose. Take a rest in child's pose or shavasana. Last inhale here. And exhale. And on this inhale, we're going to roll forward onto our knees. Unwind them. And let's come back into table here. Hands firmly planted on your mat. We're just going to start to sit back. And exhale, come forward. Come further so that your shoulders are over your fingertips. We're just working on stretching out and warming up the wrists here. Inhale, come back. Exhale, come forward. Push those shoulders over the wrists. And come back. Inhaling and exhaling here. Just stretching out the wrists. Let's stop and center here, and let's take those hands now. We're going to point our fingertips back towards our knees. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to come forward, and then we're going to exhale and come back. Just far enough so that you feel the stretch. And come forward and back here. Stretching out those wrists. That's it. And now this last one here, we're going to take our hands here, point the palms down, point the fingers down. We're going to place the backs of our hands on our mat. And again, we're going to do the same thing. Just rock back and forth here. Inhaling and exhaling, really stretching out those tendons in the wrist. If you're going to keep doing that, I'm going to let my cat out so she doesn't whine the whole class. Keep going. Excellent. Come up onto your knees here and give your wrists a little shake. Maybe rotate them a bit. And let's tuck our toes under here so we can stretch the fascia on our feet. While we work on our hands and the tendons in our hands here. So what we're going to do is we're going to tuck our toes under here. We're going to sit back on our heels as much as we can. If it's uncomfortable, come up a little bit. Sit back on your heels and let's stretch our arms out in front of us. Fingers straight and wide. And all we're going to do is going to start wiggling our fingers here. Wiggle them, scrunch them in and out. Really stretch them out and really start working the tendons in your hands and your fingers here. So we often use them to balance in some of our poses. We don't often stretch them and work them as much as we should. So keep wiggling here. Keep making fists, stretching those fingers in and out. In and out. You're going to feel it. Your hands should be tired. We don't work and do this enough. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the fingers. Make a fist, stretch them out. Make a fist, stretch them out. Keep going here. Inhaling and exhaling here. Work them, work them, work them. Very good. Let's shake them now. Shake them out. Let's place our hands down onto the floor and roll back onto our toes here. We're very gently going to drop our head, keep our knees bent, and slowly let's come up into a forward fold. Keeping the knees bent here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Feet are about hip widths apart, maybe two fists. Place your two fists between your feet here. And maybe begin to straighten your legs. Maybe grab opposite elbows here and begin to sway from side to side. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Let's place our hands back down onto the mat. And very slowly, as we inhale, we'll curl up, vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly up to standing. Our head is the last that comes up. Inhale and exhale here in mountain pose. And let's inhale, sweep those arms up. Arch back here, look up. And let's exhale as we come down, back down to forward fold here. Inhale, come to flat back. Exhale, back to forward fold. And let's just step back to our first downward dog here, very gently. Step the right foot back, step the left foot back, keep those knees bent. Begin to walk out your dog here. Remember to inhale and exhale. Press those palms firmly into the mat, your thumbs and your fingertips, spread them wide. Begin to look up towards your navel, pedaling those feet. Maybe your legs are getting a little bit straighter. And let's exhale here and inhale. And on this next exhale, we're going to come forward to plank. Push up through the shoulder blades here, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the legs up on the toes. Inhale and exhale here. And let's exhale down to chaturanga. We're going to slowly lower ourselves down completely on to our tummies here. Keeping those fingertips underneath the shoulder. Let those toes relax. And let's just inhale up to baby cobra. Keeping those palms on your mat underneath the shoulders. Maybe looking about 6 inches in front of your mat. And exhale, come back down. Inhale here and exhale, push back up to plank. Push back up to plank. Let's exhale back down through chaturanga. And inhale up to upward facing dog. And exhale, let's come back to downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale here. Push through the heels, look up towards the navel. And inhale, bring the right toes up. Drop the right heel towards the left side of your mat. Open up that hip here, looking up under the right armpit. And hold here. Open up the hip. Inhale and exhale here. And on this next inhale, you're going to come forward with your right toes to the outside of your right hand here. Outside of the right mat, almost into like dragon lunge. Hold here. Let's place the left hand into the middle of our mat, close to the right foot. And we're going to take our right arm and we're simply going to reach it back towards the wall behind us. So fingertips are straight, pointing back. We're looking over the right shoulder. Inhale and exhale here. And on this next exhale, we're going to straighten up through the right leg. Come back onto the left heel, flex the right toes, and reach to the front of our mat. Again, bend the right knee, come back into the lunge here, reach the right fingertips back. Exhale, straighten the front leg, flex the right toes, and reach forward with your right fingertips. Inhale, come back into the lunge, stretch the right fingertips back. Again, at your own pace here, exhale, right toes up, right fingertips forward, legs are straight. Bend into the right knee, come back to the lunge, sweep the right hand behind you, look back towards the wall behind you, over the right shoulder, and reach the fingertips back. At your own pace here, with your breath, continue moving forward and back. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And let's just stop in this lunge here. Bring the hands back down to the inside of the right foot. And we're going to scoop the left knee in behind our right foot here and sit down such that our right foot is crossed over our left knee. That's it. And let's place that right hand behind us in line with our spine. We're going to move into a stretch here. So either bringing that elbow to the outside of the right knee, or maybe just your hand. And we're going to turn and look over the right shoulder towards the back of the room. Inhale and exhale here. And inhale, come back to center. Roll forward onto your palms here. And we're going to take the right leg and we're going to unwind it and bring it behind, moving into pigeon on the left side here. So early in the practice, so maybe keep that left heel close to the right hip here and set up for pigeon. Inhaling, come up, and exhaling, lower yourself down to where you're comfortable. Slowly, continuing to breathe in and out through the nose, and just enjoy this stretch here. Relax, inhale and exhale. Keep that right hip bone pointed towards the front of your mat. If you need a block under the left hip, feel free. Inhale and exhale here, deepen into the pose. And on this next inhale, walk your hands back up here. Tuck the right toes. Push up into three-legged dog here. So the left toes are coming up towards the sky. We're going to let that left heel drop over to the right side of our mat. And very slowly, if you can, we're going to flip this dog and move into wild thing here. So the left sole comes down onto the mat. Left fingers are reaching back behind the crown of your head. Right toes are pointing towards the end of your mat. Push up through the hips here and breathe. Inhale and exhale through the nose. And on this next inhale, slowly come back to plank here and continue to rotate to side plank on the left side. Feet are stacked here. Right fingertips are pointing towards the sky. Left hand is planted firmly on your mat. Squeeze here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose and hold. Couple more breaths here. And then we're going to inhale, and we're going to rotate back to center plank, only we're going to place our right forearm onto our mat so that it's perfectly parallel with the right side of our mat. And we're going to move into plank on the right side, only on our forearm. Heels are stacked. Left fingertips towards the sky. And hold. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Place your left foot in front of your right for more stability, or drop that left knee. Inhale and exhale here. And on this next inhale, let's drop our left forearm and move into forearm plank here. Our fingertips are pointing towards the end of our mat. Our arms and forearms about shoulder width apart. Inhale and exhale through the nose here. And hold, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, push through the heels, push up through the center of the shoulder blades. Now inhale here, and on your exhale, let's move back into dolphin. So start to walk those toes in towards your elbows here. Inhaling and exhaling. And then begin to push your heels back towards the mat. Inhale and exhale. And on this next inhale, walk your toes back out. Come back up into plank. Exhale down to chaturanga. Inhale, push back up to plank. Exhale, drop down to chaturanga. Inhale, come up to upward facing dog. And exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Push your heels into your mat. Push your palms and fingers into your mat. Spread those fingers wide. Look towards the navel. Inhale deeply here. And let's do this on the left side. Inhale, the left toes up. Exhale, let the left heel drop towards the right shoulder or the right side of the mat, opening up the left hip, looking underneath the left arm. Inhale and exhale here. Now inhale, bring that knee up towards the left elbow and place the sole of your foot down to the outside of the left hand into a dragon lunge here. Inhale and exhale, hands firmly planted on the mat. And let's prepare for some movement here. So we're going to take the left fingertips and we're going to point them and look over our left shoulder to the wall behind us. And exhale as we straighten up the right or the left leg lifting the left toes and pointing the left fingertips beyond the front of our mat. So inhale here, come forward. Left fingertips go back. Our gaze goes back. And exhale, push up onto the heel of the left foot and reach the left fingertips forward. Inhale, come forward, reach back. Exhale, push back, reach the fingertips beyond the end of your mat. At your own pace here with your breath, continue. Try and do that 5 more rounds. Let's come back to dragon lunge here, placing the palms back down onto the mat. And this time we're going to scoot the right knee in behind our left foot. And we're going to sit down into a seated twist on the left side. So whatever works for you, whether you're hugging the left knee, place the left palm right in line with your spine and gently look over the left shoulder towards the end of your mat. Inhale and exhale here. Just a couple more breaths before we move into pigeon on the right side. So let's inhale and come back to center. Unwind the left leg. And let's stretch the left toes out towards the end of our mat, moving into pigeon on the right side. Hips are pointing forward here. Right knee is next to the right wrist. Right heel is next to our groin. Maybe you need a block underneath the right hip. Inhale here, look up. And exhale, lower down into pigeon. And breathe. Regain your breath here. Just relax. And on the next exhale, or inhale, let's begin to walk our hands back up. Curl the left toes under. Push up into 3-legged dog here such that your right leg is up, right toes up towards the sky. Right heel drops towards the left side of your mat now. We're going to move into wild thing on this side. So very slowly, rotate, let the right sole drop down to the mat, reaching the right fingertips overhead, pushing up through the hips, looking up towards the sky. Left toes are pointing out beyond the end of your mat. Hold here. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Drop that head. Look back behind you. Inhale here and roll over to plank. Continue to rotate onto the right palm. We're moving into side plank on the right side. Feet are stacked here. Left fingertips are pointing up. towards the sky. Squeeze everything, quads, hams, glutes, core. Inhale and exhale here. And inhale, we're going to roll over here. We're going to place our left forearm down on to the left edge of our mat. Then we're going to roll over to side forearm plank on the left side, stacking the feet, reaching the right fingertips up towards the sky. Squeeze here. Inhale and exhale. And inhale here, and as you exhale, bring the right forearm down to your mat, to forearm plank here. And hold. Just breathe here. Palms are flat on the mat, fingers are wide. Elbows are about shoulder width apart. And from here, we're going to work ourselves into dolphin. One more time. So walk those toes in a little bit. Find where it's comfortable for you. And let's push our heels down towards the mat here. Fingertips are wide. Forearms are straight, parallel with the edges of your mat. And breathe. And slowly walk those toes back out. And just lower yourself down here onto your tummies. And we're just going to gently push back here. Gaze is forward, chin is parallel with your mat. And maybe you want to start to walk your hands out in front of you just a little bit and deepen this stretch. That's it. Now drop back down onto the forearms. Curl those toes under. Let's push back up into dolphin. Walk those toes in. And from here, come up onto the palms of the hand. We're going to lower down to chaturanga. We're going to push back up to plank. Lower back down to chaturanga. Inhale, come up to upward facing dog. Exhale, come back to downward facing dog here. And breathe. Pedal those feet if you need to. Push through the palms of the hands, spread those fingers wide, look towards the navel. Roll those shoulder blades back and down. And let's bend the knees. Push the tailbone towards the end of your mat. And hop or step to the front of your mat, feet between your hands. And let's just fold to forward fold here. Come up to halfway lift. Come back down to forward fold. Now let's begin to drop our hips here. We're moving up into chair pose, so sweep those arms up. So biceps are by the ears here. Hold here. Squeeze the knees together. Pull in through the belly. Sit back on the heels. Make sure you can see those toes when you look down in front of the knees. This is a challenge here. So what we're going to do is we're going to lower down until we are seated on our mat. And we're going to continue to lower into a low boat pose. And then we're going to come back up, cross our ankles, roll over onto the palms of our hands, and jump back to chaturanga. Push up to plank. Lower down to chaturanga. Come up to upward facing dog. And push back to downward facing dog. Push the heels down here. Push the hips back. Roll the shoulders down and back. Inhale, bend the knees, push the tailbone towards the end of the mat. Exhale, hop or step forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And let's inhale back up to chair pose. Arms come up, biceps by the ears. Hold here. Really reach through the fingertips. And from here, we're going to do it again. We're going to lower ourselves down onto our mat. Continue to roll back into low boat and hold. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, pull yourself up, cross at the ankles, roll over onto your palms, and jump or step back to chaturanga. Push back up to plank, lower back down to chaturanga, and inhale, come up to upward facing dog, and exhale, push back to downward facing dog, and take a couple of breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling here. And inhale, push those hips back towards the end of your mat. And exhale, hop or step forward to halfway lift. And from here, maybe you want to try and bring yourself down into crow pose. So keeping our palms planted on our mat. We're going to come up onto our toes and lower ourselves towards the mat here. Lean forward and try and lift one toe at a time. Maybe you're keeping both toes on the floor, and that's fine. Inhale and exhale here. And the challenge is, can we move from crow to chaturanga? So inhale and exhale here. And on this next inhale, inhale and exhale back to chaturanga. Push back up to plank. Lower back down to chaturanga. Inhale, come up to upward facing dog. Exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Take some breaths here. And bring those right toes up on this inhale. Bend the left heel in towards the buttocks. And let's open up that hip again to the right side. Inhale here. And let's bring the right knee towards our nose and plant the sole of the foot onto our mat here into a runner's lunge. Bring our hands up off the floor. Place them on your hips. And hold here, like you're making a straight line from your left heel straight up through the crown of the head. And then maybe you want to bring those arms and biceps by the ears. So you're making one straight line, and the fingertips straight out to the bottom of that left heel. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and drop the palms to your mat. We're going to move into standing split. So from here, push up all the way onto your right foot. Left toe is balanced on the mat behind you. And then just begin to lift your left leg up and hold, keeping your hips pointing towards the front of your mat. Maybe you're grabbing the ankle with your right hand, and maybe you're grabbing it with the left as well. Breathe here. One more breath here. And on that inhale, don't place the left toe down. Slowly come up. And let's move into tree pose. So place that left foot somewhere on your right, between the ankle and the knee, between the knee and the hip. And let's grab opposite elbows behind our back. And maybe you can do reverse prayer back here if it's accessible to you. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Find your balance. Come back to your breath. And from here, we're going to move into warrior three. So without placing the left foot back down onto the floor, let's bring our knee to the front, or let's release that reverse prayer. Let's bring our prayer to heart center here. Release the left foot. And let's bring it out behind us. Stretch that left leg out and come forward into warrior three. Hold here. What I want you to do now is bend the left knee. And let's dip down and touch that left knee to our right calf and come back up. Stretch it out. Bend and dip. Stretch it. Bend the right, bend the left, touch the right calf. A couple more here. Use your breath. Now in this last dip, bring the left toes to the floor. Lower yourself down. We're moving into a seated twist again. So our right foot is over our left knee. Right hand comes behind us. Left hand hugs that right knee. And let's gently twist and look behind. Inhale and exhale here. And for anyone that would like to try an arm balance here, what you're going to do, and I'm going to turn myself, is our hands are on the right side of our body here. We're going to place them so that they're perpendicular to the edge of our mat, such that our right knee, there's pressure between our left elbow and our right knee here. And what we're going to do is our right elbow, there's pressure between the hip and the right side of our body. And bending into the elbows here, we're going to push up on our feet and gently come over and try and balance our weight onto our elbows here. Give it a try. And then just come back into that seated twist. And from here, let's go back to pigeon. So drop the right knee, stretch the left one out behind you. Just quickly, maybe your shin is parallel to the end of your mat now. Inhale and exhale, lower down into pigeon here. Take a stretch on that side. And let's push back up, curl those left toes under. Come back to downward facing dog. We're gonna lift the left toes up. We're gonna come forward and bring the left toes beside the left hand here. So we're in a lunge here, almost like dragon lunge again. Maybe we can try another arm balance. So what we're doing here is our left elbow is on the inside of our left thigh. Our right elbow is tucked in to our ribs. And we're gently rolling over onto our elbows, letting our left foot come up off the floor and trying to balance our weight. Maybe you can lift the right toe, maybe you can't. That's okay. Come back up into lunge. Hold here. Inhale and exhale. Bring the left toe back to meet the right. Lower down to chaturanga. Inhale up to upward facing dog. Push back to downward facing dog. And breathe here. Pedal out those feet. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Inhale the left toes up. Exhale the left toes into runner's lunge here. So bring the left toes up to the center of your hands. Come up into runner's lunge. Push back through the right heel. Maybe bring your arms up and over, biceps by the ears, leaning forward, pressing back through the right heel, fingertips stretching towards the horizon, making one straight line from the right heel to the fingertips up through the crown of the head. Hold here and breathe, in and out through the nose. And let's lower those hands down to either side of this left foot here. And slowly, when you can, we're moving into standing split on the right side. Both hips are pointing forward. Maybe your left hand is grabbing that ankle. And maybe you can join the right one. If not, just leave your fingertips on the floor. Whatever works for you, hold here. Inhale here, very slowly, we're coming up to tree on the right side without placing our right foot down. Bring that foot up to where it was on the left side. And let's reverse prayer here, just as we did on the left. Inhale and exhale here. Come back to your breath. Release those arms. And let's come to prayer at heart center. And slowly we're moving into warrior 3 on the right side. So release the right leg. Keep that foot off the ground. And stretch that right leg out behind you. Warrior 3 here. And hold, breathe. Now from here, we're going to bend the right knee, bend the left knee, tuck that right knee in behind, touch the left calf, and come back up. Stretch it out. Inhale, bend and dip. Exhale, come back to warrior 3. Let's do 2 more here. Inhale, bend and dip. Exhale, come back. Last one. Inhale, bend and dip. Exhale and come back. This time, bend that right knee in behind the left. Touch the toes down. We're lowering down to a seated twist on the left side. Left foot is crossed over the right knee. Left hand behind. Right arm is holding that left knee. Take your gaze to the left and over the left shoulder. Breathe here, in through the nose and out through the nose. And again, if you're into it, we can try an arm balance on this side. So we're going to place our palms and our hands perpendicular to the left side of our mat here. Fingers are spread. Our left knee is on our right elbow. Our left torso is squished in beside our left forearm and left elbow. We're just gently going to push up with that right shin to come off the floor. And we're going to lean over here. Now be careful. When you feel like you can lift your toes, try and lift up to a balance here. And hold, breathe. And then gently come back down. Unravel the left leg. And let's move into pigeon here. Sorry, don't unravel it. Roll over onto your left shin. We're going to move into pigeon on the left side here. Stretch the right toes out behind you. Inhale and exhale, come down to pigeon. Take a few deep breaths here. And walk yourself up. Turn the right toes under. Push up into 3-legged dog here. Maybe drop that left heel, open up the hip. And exhale as you curl the knee forward. And that arm balance here on this side. So what we're doing is we're going to bring our left foot down to our mat. Our left arm is on the inside here. Our left hand is beside our left foot. And we're pushing our left forearm into and underneath our left knee and calf. And our right, again, is right next to the right side of our torso. And we're leaning our weight onto our upper arms. And maybe you're stretching out that left leg and lifting up the right to balance on this left side. Come back down. Bring that left toe to meet the right. Lower down to chaturanga. Push back up to plank. if you've got it in you. Exhale down to chaturanga. Inhale up to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal the feet here. Push the heels to the floor. Inhale and exhale deeply. Now inhale and push your tailbone towards the end of the mat. And if it's in your practice, we're going to attempt to jump through to seated. And if it's not, just walk through and come to a comfortable seat at the front of your mat. So inhale, push the hips back, and exhale, hop or step to seated at the front of your mat. Let's let our feet come to hip width here. Our hands are behind us and our fingertips are pointing towards our hips. We're just going to push up here to a reverse table. So push the hips up here, tuck the chin, inhale and exhale through the nose, and hold. Inhale here, squeeze the glutes, push up, and exhale, lower yourself back down. And let's just lean back here. We're gonna stretch out our shoulders a bit. So keeping the knees bent, push up through the chest, and really feel the stretch in your shoulders. So chin is up, your focus is on the horizon. Tuck the chin, push through the chest, and feel the stretch through the front of the shoulders here. Just inhale and exhale. Take a little rest. Hold here. Inhale and exhale. And just release. Reach your arms forward here. And just lower yourself down onto your back, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale. All the way down slowly. Take a few deep breaths here on your back. Bring that left foot up so that the sole of the foot is on the mat. And cross your right heel over your left knee. And maybe reach through with your right hand through that hole there in the center and reach for your left shin. And reach around the left side and grab for the left shin on the left side. And maybe this is enough with your head down on the mat. And maybe you want to curl your forehead up towards your knee. And maybe you want to release the left leg. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hook our arms underneath our right shin here. We're going to bring this stretch a little bit further, if you like. So we're stretching out through the left foot here. It's not quite hitting the floor. We're reaching up with our forehead towards our right shin. Our right knee is out to the right side. Our arms are hooked underneath that right shin, and we're pulling our knee and our shin, foot is flexed, up towards our forehead. That's it. Okay, let's just bend that left foot, knee, place our left sole back onto the mat, place the right ankle back onto the left knee. Just hold here. Then let's just let our left knee and our right foot fall over to the left side here. So we're twisting. You can hold that right knee with the left arm. Bring your right hand, arm out to airplane at the right side. And maybe gaze towards the right arm. So right sole of the foot is flat on the floor. Inhale and exhale here. And inhale, come back to center. Unwind the right, place the right sole on your mat. And let's bring the left ankle to the right. Reach through, grab for that shin, flex that left foot, and hold here. Inhale and exhale through the nose. And maybe you need to go a little bit further by straightening the right leg, hooking underneath the left. Flex the left foot, bring that forehead up to meet the left shin and pull that shin towards you, getting a deeper stretch to the back of the glutes, the hamstring. Inhale and exhale here. And bring that right sole back down to your mat. Cross the left foot over the right knee. And let's drop the right knee and the left sole of the foot down to the right side of the mat now. So our left sole is flat on our mat. We can place the right hand on that left knee and our left hand out to the left side. Our gaze turning to the left fingers. Inhale and exhale here. Inhale and unwind. Bring the gaze back, or your crown of your head back to the center of your mat. Let's bring our knees in. Nice squeeze here. Lower the soles of the feet down onto the mat. Feet or hips width apart. We're going to move into a bridge here before we end. So let's just, hands are flat on the mat here. Gently push your hips up. Inhale and exhale here. Maybe you're rolling your shoulders underneath and interlacing your fingers. And push up into bridge here. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Inhale here, unlace the fingers, unroll the shoulders, and exhale, slowly roll yourself back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Curl your knees into your chest, bring your forehead up to meet your knees. Take a deep inhale here. And a nice audible sigh with your exhale. Release and land in Shavasana. Get yourself comfortable here. Let your feet fall out to the corners of your mat. The backs of your arms lay flat on your mat, palms open, facing towards the sky, fingers open. Tuck your shoulder blades in, tuck your chin, and just settle in to your mat. Let your body be heavy. Focus on your breathing, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Let your heels become heavy. Sink into your mat. The backs of your calves be heavy. Backs of your thighs, your glutes, your hips. And be heavy and sink deeply into your mat. Your upper back and your shoulders have become very heavy. Breathing in and out through the nose. Backs of your arms are heavy on your mat. Feel the pressure of the back of your hands sinking into your mat. The back of your head. Just breathe. Be still. Absorb your practice. Begin to relax your toes. feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your shins. Relax your calves. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs. Relax your hips. Relax your abs, your chest. Relax your shoulders. Relax your upper arms. Relax your forearms, hands, fingers. Relax your neck. Relax your jaw. Relax your jaw. Let your teeth fall open. Let your lips be closed. Let your tongue relax. Relax your skull, your eyes, your cheeks. Very gently bring your awareness back to your mat, back to your breath. Begin to wiggle your toes, your fingers. Maybe move your from side to side. If you'd like to take a full body stretch, reaching your arms overhead, you'll be pointing and flexing your feet. And when you're ready, roll over to a fetal position and pause for a moment. Just reflect on your practice here. And slowly lift yourself up to a seat, keeping your eyes closed. Let your hands rest on your knees. Just inhale here, pause for a moment, and exhale completely. And again, inhale deeply, pause for a moment, and exhale completely. Bring your hands to heart center. And thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed your practice. Have a great day. Namaste.